Welcome to the Weighing In Podcast. We got a special guest, Drew Dober, coming off his fantastic win last weekend, man. A lot of controversy involved in it in terms of, hey, but you dug deep, you got it done. And to be honest, man, I think a lot of fighters, they take a look at how you wrap that fight up. And a lot of them, I think, in the inside have thought to themselves, damn, why can't I do something like that? Or like, I know I should have done something like that. Because we've seen many of times where fighters, they know they're behind on the cards or they know they got a point taken and they just are comfortable with coasting through the round. That wasn't you in last week's performance. You had a fantastic performance and you closed out the show. Man, welcome to the Weighing In Podcast, Drew Dober. What is your take? How you doing, my man?
No, I'm feeling good. I mean, we're on cloud nine, winning a fight, making as much money as you possibly can.
Yeah.
It's a good time. But man, I just feel so bad about the illegal blow that we had in the third.
Yeah.
It just kind of taints the victory in a bit. However, unintentionally, it posed the option to choose the way I finished. And that I absolutely love, was being able to commit to looking for a finish and performing for the audience, which unfortunately has happened after an illegal blow.
But how do you feel like it tainted the victory? I don't get that. I feel like it actually made the victory even more satisfying. I think also too for the fans, we admire the fact that you were said, screw it. Let's just see what, like, I got to just let it all out because obviously the fight was kind of close beforehand. Now a point deduction. There's probably no way I'm winning this fight or it's going to be a draw. And we didn't come here for just show money, did we? That's really what went through your mind, it seems like.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I was very aware that we were 1-1 and I had to win the third round. And as soon as they took the point away, I was like doing that math in my head, like, all right, so we're fighting right now.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as he's ready to go, like, I got to hit this gas. But yeah, it's kind of one of those, the next fight, we're going to pull it out sooner, and I'm not going to wait until a third round mishap.
Yeah. When did you like when I was watching the fight, I felt like you were having early success with the leg kicks. You were landing the straight left beautifully. The leg kicks just weren't plentiful. I know we talked off air. I said, I'm going to give you a couple little things that I saw. You can take it or you can leave it, but as a former fighter, I just get the itch to be like, hey, I felt like the leg kicks were working. There just wasn't enough of them. The straight left was on point, was beautifully done. But I think you needed to follow up with the right hook, or something to the body, something along those lines. Those are just my honest opinions. But man, I love watching you fight. I love how you get after it. I love your tenacity. I love everything about your fighting style. You can wrestle. I wish you wrestled a little bit more, just so it opened up your hands more. But outside of that, man, you're one of my all-time favorite fighters to watch, man. Like I know what I'm going to get when you step inside the cage. I said there's a handful of guys, Dan Hooker being one, you being one. Like there's just Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier. Like there's a handful of guys that I know what I'm going to get when they come out and fight. And you're one of them.
Well, I appreciate it. And yeah, no, the game plan is to try to do a little bit more grappling in my older age. So
Smart.
I mean, I got a wrestling tonight, so we're planning on bringing it in.
Yeah.
But like in the fight, I don't know if it was like the 3 losses or whatever, but there was a slight hesitation on closing the distance.
Yeah.
And so like I would land the leg kick, land the cross, but like I didn't really want to step forward anymore because I wanted to like stay calm and be in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
But the fight happened the way it happened, and then I had to commit to closing the distance. So that's why, like in every interview, I'm like, we know it's there, so next fight it's going to come out sooner.
Yeah. I mean, look, honestly, good things happen when you commit. Like,
Right?
you commit to a girl, you get the wife, you commit to a girl, you get the baby, right? All these things, right? Like, it all happens, right? So commitment is a good thing no matter what the other guys tell you. Okay. So it's a good thing. In this position, I think like you had moments, right? Where just a straight left, like you said. I felt like maybe you were thinking you were slightly outside of range on some of those right hooks. Had you followed up after the straight left? Because the reach is sometimes to your disadvantage. It seems to be. And he was doing a really good job, stacking the jab, but he was leaning to the one side, all of those things. Like when you were training for him, what were your takeaways on what he was good at and then how you could exploit those things?
Yeah, so it had in mind that he has a long guard
Mhm.
and he likes fighting long, but he doesn't move his feet. So he has a tendency of rolling back on his heels, and so when you put that pressure on him, he can't counter as well.
Mhm.
Now, what happened, like, when we got into the octagon was, I was trying to, like, stay calm because the last 5 fights or so that I've had, whether it was the knockout record or whatever, I've been rushing the process.
Mhm.
I wasn't gathering information, I don't ask questions, I'm just going in for the kill. Well, unfortunately, Mexico City didn't work out well for me,
Mhm.
so we wanted to calm things down. So in this fight, I would land something big, and I would kind of like tell myself like it's not time yet. Like I got to gather more information before I like step on that gas. Which unfortunately, I feel like turned into some more like hesitation than I want. But Kyle made a great adjustments in the second round. Is checking my leg kicks, which I
Mhm.
was bleeding from, and he did a lot better in this fight than he has in his past fights for standing his ground and maintaining the center of the octagon.
Mhm.
Like for the full 13 minutes, I was trying to get him to move backwards, and I could tell that he improved upon that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very important. Like when guys have a tendency just to keep their ground, stand their ground, is to throw that third punch, even if you don't think it's going to land, because you know they're still going to be standing in front of you. And so it's huge to be able to just commit to throwing it, even if you don't think it's going to land, just throw it. That being said, like making the adjustments in between rounds, that's huge. The fact that you notice that is huge. How was the shin banged up? How is it? Stitches? Did we go with stitches on this or
Yeah, we
staples?
got 2 stitches, and
Two
I
stitches.
had no idea my shin was cut until after the fight.
Oh wow, really?
Like I had no idea. I was just doing the interview with Daniel Cormier, and I thought I was stepping in water. Looked down, and it was just covered in blood. Oh,
Luke Rockhold had a really bad cut in one of his fights. I think it was from Yoel Romero. He kicked and Yoel checked, and it split it open. His was so bad he had to have skin grafts to put on it because it kept splitting open because it got infected, and then they had to clean it all out and gut it out. So make sure you take care of it.
damn! I have
Yeah,
take
take
notes
care
on
of it.
that one. I got to make sure I don't get that going on.
Yeah, so he had to have a skin graft put over the front of it and so if you ever notice when he was fighting after that, he'd always wore like a sleeve over it. So because he
Oh
was
yeah, that makes a lot of
yeah,
sense. This is the first time my shin's ever been cut open, so
yeah,
this is all new to me.
yeah. I've never had my shot, but I never kicked very hard. I kicked a lot, but never kicked really hard. Look, coming off the 3 losses and then fighting Kyle, like there's obviously like I had 3 losses in my career one time, and it was towards the end of my career. And it was, it was the Benson fight, the Bobby Green fight, and the Tony Ferguson fight, all 3 in a row. And it's a different mindset. Like you're walking into a fight going, man. And I heard you talk about this in the post fight interview. Is this could be my last one? Like they could let me go after this. I mean, 4 in a row is like, shit. Like what was going through your mind leading up to the fight? One, two is going in the after the second growing shot and taking a point. You're like, this could be it. Like, what were the two? What was going into your mind through those moments?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure. The entire camp, it's like we're fighting for my job.
Yeah.
But that pressure is not going to be. It's not going to suit well. So what I was able to come up with was I'm trying to fight like a child again,
Mm.
of just that enthusiasm, high energy. I don't care what happens. But when you're a child, the opportunities are unlimited. It's infinite, right?
Mhm.
You can just whatever. You get cut by the UFC, I'll get back in. But in my older age, it was kind of like we started counting the fights, counting how many I have in my contract, how many this, how many that, and we want to dismiss that. So now in my older age, like we're fighting one fight at a time. So it's zero.
Yeah.
So this fight or nothing.
Mhm.
And it just kind of took the monkey off the back, like the pressure off that now I get to perform because at any time it could be my last.
Yeah.
So let me enjoy this moment. And I was so present in that fight. I could see everything that Kyle was trying to do to me. And it was all because of like just taking that pressure off. Like every fight's going to be my last, and I'm going to enjoy every single moment.
People talk about age as nothing but a number, but it just for some reason as we get older, 37, 38, like we put more pressure on ourselves to do the best we can because we know it could be our last. And Do you think that has some sort of effect on our performances? Because when we were doing it when we were younger, like you said, we threw caution in the wind. We did things inside the cage. You're like, shit, I think now, like, I would never do that at 36, 37, 38 years old, right? When we were younger, we're like, let's just see what happens. Because it was it was fun. It was fun for us. Why do you think we do that?
Well, so this is what I came up with. When you and I first started fighting, it was just reckless, psycho. No one believed in us, but we
Yeah.
just did it because it was fun, right?
Yeah.
So we were living recklessly. Like we're just live like we can die, just that kind of extreme. But then we become providers, fathers, husbands, whatever. And so now we can't die. People need us.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of changes the mindset if it's like, well, I can't carry that mindset into this now because I got to provide for other people. So at my age, I had to figure out what was that mindset that I had and how can we bring it back? And it's just going back to just making this career a hobby again. It's going to be taken from me at any time.
Mhm.
So now we can just live recklessly within the sport, and then I'm a provider outside of it.
Do you enjoy it still? Do you enjoy the gym every day? Do you enjoy the camaraderie with the people? Do you enjoy the coaches? Do you enjoy the walk to the arena? Are you enjoying it all still?
That was the big thing. I was like, dude, my passion hasn't dropped at all. Like, dude, I still want to go to UFC fights, man. I'm still in Buffalo Wild Wings, just chatting it up with casuals.
You're
Like, dude,
wild.
I love this game so much, and that's probably my biggest fear of retirement. Was just like, man, this is my first and only love.
That's wild. Like for me, when I got towards the end, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to Buffalo Wild Wings. I want to watch the fight in peace. I wanted just to sit in my own living room by myself. I didn't even want my wife and the kids. I just wanted to sit and watch by myself, like to watch a fight. I got a theater room, like I'm in my theater room right now where I have my show in. And I literally just have a huge TV in there and it's just like one chair. It's just me and the TV. That's it. I'm like, no kids, no one. You guys cannot come in here. Leave me alone. This is where I watch my fights. This is where I watch my Kansas City Chiefs play. This is it. Leave me alone. So
I mean, I'm getting older, so it's like fights are getting late. So there's times where I have my own sole chair,
yeah,
but I just love like when I go out to like Las Vegas and fight capital and people approach you and they want to talk about fighting like that I still love. And
yeah.
at the end of the day, I still enjoy the weight cutting. I still enjoy the sprint running.
That's a lie. You
Right.
never enjoy the weight cut. Never. You're lying now. Like you're trying to throw sugar on fucking door shit. There's no way. It doesn't work that way. We don't like it. We do it because we know it's part of the process and it makes us feel good that we did it. We completed the last hard task. The fun part is fighting. That's why. Don't lie.
There you go. You just claimed it. That's exactly what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
It's funny you brought up fighters or not fights, but fights are getting later now. And I'm thinking to myself, man, the West Coast people, because I live on the West Coast my whole life, you all are spoiled. Getting fights at 10, you're done by 10 o'clock. You still go out to the club, still go have dinner. Like I live in Texas now. And it's like 1 a.m. these fights are ending. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Who's doing? I can't do this anymore. I'm like, I'll just record it and watch it tomorrow. But then I remember
dude,
I got a podcast.
I try to watch some fights in England. Dude, those poor guys are doing it at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Wild. Absolutely. I got to tip my hat to all of the UK. Like it's crazy how they can stay awake or they wake themselves up at 3, 4 in the morning to watch these fights. I'm like, you guys are the real heroes. Absolutely. You guys are the real heroes. They're wild, man. But I tip my hat to them. Absolutely. It's great. So,
Which I mean, I was excited in Vancouver being on the West Coast. And we stepped in that octagon at like 3 p.m.
It's so
like, dude, I got all day now.
You're like, I'm done. I can go have a drink. I can go ice my wounds. I can go have a dinner and then come back and watch the main event. Like you have a lot of time. So
nice.
It's great. I did want to touch base with you on, obviously you brought up some news that, you lost a baby during camp. And look, battling just coming back from 3 losses, like you said, is very tough. Like mentally, you're just thinking, man, this could be my last one. Like they could let me go. Like, and then this process too of losing a baby during this time. I mean, just tell me what your mental state was going into it, and where are you thinking now that it's all done and the dust is settled with, the fight, and then now, focusing more, on your wife and everything? Like, talk to me about the process of what was going through your mind during that time.
Yeah, we committed to that, bringing back that child behavior, having fun, and being in the moment, and it was looking really good in the gym. And then, unfortunately, later on in the pregnancy, we lost our child, and it was just so abrupt and painful that I'm grateful that I have the wife that I have, and we were supporting each other and trying to stay positive. But it it gave me a reason to focus on what I truly enjoy about the sport, and fighting to me has been my escape from the real world.
Yeah.
Like, I get to perform recess, I could roughhouse with my friends for a living. So as painful as it was, I got to go in the gym. I got to focus on a task at hand, and fighting was my solace. Like, it, it's what I use to cope with everything else. And as much strength as I had to show, it, having this fight really helped me get through it and refocus my mind, and then remind me that I'm still a provider for my wife and my daughter, and just staying positive and do what you need to do.
Yeah. Like I think it was about 2.5. How old's your daughter now? 2.5 years.
2.5.
Yeah. So I think we had you on the podcast, I think right when she was born. So about 2.5 years ago, and then hearing this, the way you had talked about it at the presser, I was like, wait a second, what happened? I thought you were talking about you lost your older daughter. And I was like, oh, I was just broken. So I wanted to call you, and I reached out to you and was like, hey, like, I'd love to just chat with you and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't think any parent should ever have to go through losing a child, and I've had this conversation multiple times with multiple friends. 'Cause, in the Bay Area where I lived for years, I had a lot of friends that were on IVF, trying to get pregnant, trying to have kids. It was very difficult for them, and every time it's very tough for them to go through this process. But for you then to turn around and fight and then have the performance that you had, I mean, your wife being so supportive, you being who you are, I just got to tip my hat to you, man. There's nothing else I can say. It's very difficult. I can't imagine.
Thank you.
And not only was I a fan before, but man, this makes me love you even more. It's huge,
Thank you.
huge. So I
Thank
just want
you.
to give you your due, man. I don't want to get into it too much because I know it's not something that it's tough. But no parent, like I said, should have to lose a child.
Yeah.
On my own
I
part.
just feel with fighting is just the simile of like real life, and you know talking about my fight, but also everything in my life, like unforeseen circumstances, as disappointing they are, what happened to us all, and it's what we choose after that, and how we carry ourselves. And I believe fighting is the constant search of self-improvement, and everything that I've been doing in the octagon and in the gym has made me a better man and a person. So I'm just very blessed that we have fighting, and I'm given the opportunity to become better.
It makes me look at fighting and hear you go through this, and on my own personal note, like, I lost my dad 10 days before I fought Dwayne Ludwig, and like I lost him suddenly. It just made me realize that fighting's just a sport. And sure, it is
Mhm.
this search for improvements, for us to let us know that we are getting better in everything we do. It The work that we put in makes us better, but it also made me just realize that, like, it's just a sport. That's it. Like, the real life is the commitments that you make with your family, your wife, your kids, the relationships you have with friends and family, and that's the most important thing in life. The knowledge that we can leave to the people that we leave behind when we go is the most important thing that we can bring to the table. And man, like I said, my heart goes out to you, but I have nothing else to say other than I'm proud of you. That's it. I can't say
Thank
much
you.
more. I can't say much more else than that. But have you discussed anything? I know we're just coming off of it, but have you thought about like what would be next for you? Get back into camp, enjoy these next 2 months, are we looking to try to get back inside the cage? What's the take?
Um, I had a lot of questions that needed to be answered in this fight. You know, do I still have it? Is it time? All that kind of thing. And
Mhm.
this specific mental thing that I was working on really worked out well. I'm such a fan of the way I felt in the cage on Saturday night, and we just want to expand upon that. We want to see if we can make that better, and then maybe turn it into a run or like a comeback, you know, of the
Mhm.
century. Like we're excited for that, but in baby steps.
Yeah.
So we want to look at, you know, who's the next step above Kyle. What kind of fight would make a fantastic fight? I'm not really leaning into any one in
Yeah.
particular, other than you just want great fights, and I want to prove myself once again. And you know, in my older age, you know, I'm probably gonna start touching the leg a little bit. You know, I already have the knockout record. Let's see if I can find some submissions.
Yeah.
So really, it's just improving upon what I found out Saturday night, that I still have it. I'm still a dog. So how can we make this better? And we have to heal up. I mean, I'm 37 now, so we got to stretch after the practice, heal up, make sure I'm still putting together sentences. But
Yeah.
when I feel 100%, we're slinging hands again.
The recovery process is a lot longer than it used to be, correct?
Right.
It's funny.
As you can tell, looking like a panda.
Yeah. It's just, we go out for runs, right? I go out for a run now, and I kid you not, because I feel like I can't walk for like 3 days. I'm like, man, I used to be able to. Sure, I was a little tight the next day, and it didn't matter if I missed, two months of running back then. Now, if I miss like a week, I can't walk. And the next time I run, I can't walk. Um, Staying active and in the gym. I will always continue to say this. I'm very jealous of your jawline. You have a very good jawline. Okay, it's better than mine. And you still have abs. I have the dad bod. You'll get there though. You'll get there. Trust me. You'll get
Oh,
there
it's coming for me.
for sure. But hey, man, I just wanted to touch base with you on the show, and like I said, anytime you have a fight announcement, anytime you have anything that you want to just get off your chest or you want to talk about, period, just hit me up, man. I'd love to have you on and we can communicate and have you, I would actually, to be honest, because, Big John has now stepped away from the show. He's going back to refereeing. I'm always looking for a co-host to help me for a show, help break down a show. So maybe you can help me with that one of these times. I'd love to have you on and have you break down maybe some big lightweight fights.
I would love to. I want to start leaning into the teaching side of things.
Yep.
So, yeah, I've
Yeah.
been in the sport long enough. I'd love to give some opinions that people want to hear.
Just be careful. You
But
got to be very careful with the opinions because they could love you one second and hate you the next. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. But
whoever has an opinion, they all suck. So
yeah, I
I
would
just at least know that mine also does.
I would love to have you though co-host with me on one of the shows, and it'd be awesome to have you. So, hey man, thank you so much for joining me, Drew, and looking forward to hearing your new, whatever's next for you and what's moving forward. But congratulations on your great win over the weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right, my man. Stay on for a sec so I can.